I know. Something desperately crazy, isn't it?
Take care.
Yes, Rick. Katie, it seems like all that good. You just need to go out there. Right here. Just me. I'm Gilbert Alvarado. Okay, do that. Okay. And I'm sitting right here. He kind of keeps it.
It's now 9 o'clock, and we're called to order the meeting of the Chaves County Board of Commissioners, regular agenda for June 25th, 2026. Michael, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dara, would you lead us in a prayer, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If you would, please bow with me if you so choose. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this beautiful day in Chaves County and New Mexico. Lord, we do ask for a little bit of rain on our parched lands, and what you have given us is greatly appreciated. Lord, be with those that cannot be with us today. Surround them with your love. And also surround our law enforcement and first responders as they go about their business, protecting all of us throughout the day, and our military men and women, Lord. Show them some love, show them that you're near them, and be with them. Heavenly Father, give us open ears to hear, an open heart to love. And may God be the glory. Amen.
Amen. Cindy, do we have a quorum?
Morning, Mr. Chairman. Yes, you do.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Chairman, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Wade. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes, please?
Mr. Chairman, we have minutes from May 14th, May 21st, and June 11th. If we so choose, do we want to do them together to approve? Is that
Yes.
correct? Okay. May 14th, May 21st, June 11th, I make the motion to approve.
I second.
Motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Perry. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
5-0.
Mr. Chairman, we have a proclamation this morning. This is for Goddard Rockets 4A State Championships Day. Whereas the Goddard Rockets baseball team achieved a great accomplishment when they won the 2026 NMAA Class 4A Championship on Saturday, May 16, 2026. And whereas the Goddard Rockets baseball team defeated the #1 seeded Artesia Bulldogs to win the state championship with an impressive final score of 11-6. And whereas this team and the Rockets coaching staff represented the Goddard High School, their families, and community with honor, and Whereas the Chaves County Board of Commissioners desires to recognize and celebrate the 2026 NMAA Class 4A State Championship Baseball Team's outstanding accomplishment. Now therefore, the Chaves County Board of Commissioners hereby congratulates the Goddard Rockets baseball team on their winning of the 2026 NMAA Class 4A State Baseball Championship. Let it further be resolved that Thursday, June 25th, 2026 is hereby proclaimed Goddard Rockets 4A State Championship Day in Chaves County, done this 25th day of June 2026 by the Board of Chaves County Commissioners. Come on up on top. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to point out that we have a lot of other tournaments going on now, and so that a lot of the team was unable to make it, but the coach is accepting, and I'd like to point out the fact that Commissioner Korn is the only Goddard graduate here, so we thought it was appropriate that he hand off the award. Mr. Chairman, speaking of champions, we have some other champions here within our midst today. First, though, I would like to point out, out in the lobby, we have the America's 250th anniversary celebration starting. We have a life-size display of the U.S. Constitution, and I want to thank our staff. Those items just arrived Tuesday afternoon, and so we spent yesterday morning assuring that we could get those displayed for our community prior to the 4th of July and throughout the next month or so. And then we also have the Bill of Rights, and we also have the Declaration of Independence that go with those. We have plans that we'll discuss with you on how to display those permanently for our community for the next 250 years. So we're really excited about that. Want to thank Joe Petty and Alejandro Loya from Facility Maintenance for they busted it to make sure that we had a way to display those appropriately within the lobby. It was a miracle. They got everything done and done so well. I also want to thank Emma and Susie and Alex. Alex cracking the whip, Emma and Susie making sure that it looked appropriate. They can always do those final touches and make everything look just wonderful and great. So. First of all, the heroes of America. Speaking of other heroes, I would like to ask Mr. Briscoe to come up, and he has an announcement he would like to make on one of our other heroes.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners. Sam Bean, will you step up there, please? So we attended the conference, the GelCon conference in Arizona a few weeks back. And there, Lieutenant Sam Bean was honored and given an award. And I'd like to read what they wrote about him. Lieutenant Sam Bean was honored with the Distinguished Valor Award in recognition of his extraordinary courage and unwavering dedication to his duty. While conducting routine security checks and interacting with detainees in one of the facility's highest risk housing units, Lieutenant Sam Bean was violently and unexpectedly assaulted by multiple detainees. Despite sustaining severe lacerations and contusions during the attack, his immediate concern remained for the safety and well-being of those around him. Following medical treatment and recovery, Lieutenant Sam Bean returned to duty with professionalism, integrity, and compassion, refusing to allow actions of others to change his way he serves. He continued to work as a safety coordinator and compliance lieutenant with the same commitment and attention to detail that defined his leadership. Even while facing a personal battle with cancer, Lieutenant Sam Bean remained devoted to his work, family, and the mission of Chaves County Detention Center, expressing his desire to return back to duty. Lieutenant Sam Bean's courage and in the face of danger throughout, through the face of danger preserves throughout our culture. and steadfast dedication and corrections enable the true meaning of his valor. His service is an inspiration to us all at the detention center as we work beside him, as he's one of our brothers. So Sambin received the Distinguished Valor Award, which is on a national level. This is the second national award we've gotten in the last 3 years, and this one was well earned. Sambin, thank you.
Would you come up and have a picture with the commissioners, Mr. Dean? Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, as you're all well aware, we had New Mexico counties last week in Gallup, New Mexico. And while we were in Gallup, a few more of our top staff rose to the top, and I'd like to recognize them this morning. Ellie Holland, would you stand, please? Thank you. Ellie was presented with her New Mexico Certified Advocate in Public Ethics. And so anytime you look at her business card or emails now, it's going to have the initials CAPE on that. And we're real proud of her and the dedication it took to obtain that designation. Thank you, Ellie. Second of all, we have Maria Katz, and she's here somewhere. If she would stand, there she is. Maria also was a very dedicated individual, has been working for several months to obtain her New Mexico Certified Public Official designation. And so all of her emails are going to say CPO from now on. Thank you, Maria. Great job. And the last one that we have that we want to recognize is Jennifer Salazar. Jennifer has been working for quite some time. There she is in the very back. She received her Certified County Clerk designation. So when you see her, you can just go CCC. Thank you, Jennifer. Great job by all the staff. Yes, thank you. And Alex has one more thing that he wanted to bring up for everyone here. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Chairman and Commissioners. Thank you for allowing this time. We also, on behalf of the Road Department, had a couple individuals who really stand up, and I want to acknowledge and recognize today at the annual New Mexico County Summer Conference and Rodeo. So, and Joe West, the director, come on up as well. But we had two individuals who competed in the rodeo out of 117 or 128 contestants and 17 participating counties, and I'll let Joe get into it. But something about these two individuals, right? They're brothers, and the pride that they take in their work, it's kind of in their DNA. Their last name kind of, it's known in the construction business. And so I just want to really acknowledge the pride they take in their work because of that. Talk about it.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Joe West, Road Director for the county. I'm also the Chair of the Public Works Affiliate for New Mexico Counties. This is my, I think, 5th or 6th year in that position. So the affiliate oversees the rodeo that was created by Commissioner Harold Garcia from San Miguel County in Las Vegas and retired Road Superintendent Larry Moore from Quake County, Tucumcari. It was approximately 20 years ago. Our first rodeo was about 17 people in Hobbs, New Mexico, Lee County. This last, as Alex said, this last rodeo last week in Gallup, McKinley County was 128 contestants. That was a record. That was the first time we've had that many people attend the rodeo. And for it to be in Gallup in the far corners of the state, to have that many people, we had them all the way from Lee County, from every corner of the state. And these people send their best. So that's what we do. We, at Chaves County, we have our own rodeo a month or two prior to June. And my operators, they all compete against each other to see who's going to be the ones selected to go to wherever the rodeo is. This year was in Gallup. Next year it's in Carlsbad in Eddy County. So Raymond and Jason Romero were two of our winners. So they got selected to go and attend the rodeo. And I believe they placed second and third in their respective competitions. There were 8 competitions this year, provided by Caterpillar, John Deere, a new sponsor, Arnold Machinery with a Hitachi loader. Inland Kenworth had a backing competition with their big dump truck, and stuff like that. I don't remember who was I think it was John Deere that did the skid steer, or the mini excavator as well. So these guys are going up against the best people in the state from across the state. So it was Alex and I's intention to have them recognized for their attributes and what they've accomplished.
We can get them up here for a picture.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Good job. I need some direction.
Mr. Chairman, we failed to ask Ellie and Jennifer and, where are you? Maria. We failed to ask them to come up for a photograph with the commission. If you guys would come forward as well, thank you.
Congratulations. That's a lot of hard work. Thank you. I failed.
We'll now have some presentations. Mike could you give us one on economic development?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. I'll be brief because I do know you have a very long schedule today. So the races are well on its way. As you can see, I'm wearing a race shirt from last year. As a reminder, we had over 56,000 people last year. We anticipate a lot more folks this year, probably between 80 to 100,000 people. Why? Because the jet class and the sport class will be here, and they're the ones that fly very fast and have the old warbirds flying in those races. Possibly an 8th class, which is a 600-mile-an-hour class. I know that Commissioner Wade will probably want to fly in that, and look forward to seeing you up there on the course. The U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds will be here. It's been a while since they were here in Roswell. It's been a number of years, but they'll be here this year. You'll probably see them practice on Friday, and they will have 2 shows, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. So those are the big days. Tickets are on sale at airrace.org, airrace.org. Still working on a number of projects, but I do want to share with you, we have 2 projects potentially in Hagerman and in the industrial park, and one is an agricultural project. So can't share a whole lot with you right now, but I will share with you that that's pretty exciting to help that community grow a little bit more. As you know, we do our annual meeting every year. We do the Celebrate Chaves County businesses, and we honor about, 35 of the best of Chaves County in different categories. And obviously, we're doing the same this year. But we're doing it a little bit differently. We realized last year that with nearly 500 people in attendance, that we just don't have room here in the county to have an event that large. So we decided, our committee elected to have an annual meeting separate from just the gala. So we're gonna do them differently. So that way it'll be quicker, but more importantly, still honor the top 3 businesses that we honor every year, but also those top businesses in their respective areas. The annual meeting is August 11th. Place we're still working on, and love to see you all there, but you'll be receiving an invitation from us. Lastly, if you've been to Sam's recently, you can see that building going up, that Space Jump is a pretty big building, isn't it? We were very fortunate to help them in the very beginning. They had a lot of issues with getting the approvals, but they're well on their way, and it's really a needed piece. And that brings in GRT. That brings opportunity back into our community, and a great place for young people to gather. So when you go shopping at Walmart or Sam's, you can take your kids there or grandkids there, and you can drop them off, and you can go have fun shopping while they go have fun jumping on trampolines and a bunch of other things. Well, other than that, you've seen my reports. I understand for your questions if you have any. But we are still active with a number of projects. I will tell you the majority of them are manufacturing. We do have a couple tourism type things, which is kind of not something we have been doing, but with the air races, now we're doing a little more tourism, which is good because we're still seeing a lot more activity, a lot more interest in Roswell and Chaves County. But we are still a very busy place, and we certainly appreciate your everyday partnership with us. So together we can help make a difference for the people that live here and the people that we attract to move here, hopefully, and be part of our area. I stand for your questions, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.
Katie?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. I have a very long list today. I'm going to try to be fast, but just buckle up. It's going to take us a minute, okay? So we had Cloverbud Day Camp this last month in Roswell and in Hagerman with a total of 18 attendees. That's almost double last year's numbers in Roswell, and then 6 in Hagerman. We had 7 novice and junior members that helped facilitate that event, so those were for our little biddies. They had a blast. 17 of our novice and junior youth represented Chaves County at district contests in Tucumcari. They did fairly well. I'm not going to rattle off all their placings to you, but they did great. Those will be in the newsletter and on our Facebook page, so feel free to go search for that. We are hosting 4-H activities at the Cooling Center on Thursday afternoons from 2 to 3. No 4-H enrollment required. Just show up, have a good time. So far, that's been a hit. We've had a lot of fun. I'm going to do bees this afternoon with them. We have an intern. His name's Xavier. Today's Miss Emily's last day, so she was here with us for 6 months. But Xavier will be hosting a STEM camp, no enrollment required for youth ages 5 to 12, 9 to noon. So we do ask for some signups. That's readily available on all of our social media, but we are limiting space on that just because STEM requires a lot of help and a lot of hands. So anyone interested in that should RSVP soon. County Fair will start on July 25th with our horse show and end on July 31st with our livestock sale. Of course, anytime between, feel free to come watch the shows, check out indoor exhibits, all the good stuff. I have 5 senior youth with Miss Tamra in Grand Island, Nebraska for the National Shooting Sports Competition right now. They are still competing, but results so far, they are 6th place in silhouettes and 9th place in slow fire, so they're doing great. We will be taking 8 senior members to Las Cruces to compete in the State 4-H Conference, and 2 of those youth are running for state ambassadorships. So very busy on the 4-H side. FCS side, Tamara is hosting a youth sewing camp July 6th through 8th. No enrollment required. That's ages 8 to 12. It'll be 9 to noon, but once again, we ask RSVPs. We only have so many sewing machines, right? Teen Sewing Camp, July 9th through 10th. No enrollment required as well. This will be our 13 to 18-year-olds from 9 to noon. Sign up for that as well. On the ag side, we are continuing to monitor for New World screwworm. We do have some folks down in Dexter doing that training this morning, which is why you just have me. We do have kits and educational material, sample test kits at the office for anybody that suspects they might have anything they need to send off. Of course, we're open to any questions. Happy to help anybody out. We are still hiring for an ag agent position, and as of July 3rd, I will be stepping down. So we will be hiring a 4-H agent after that. I know. Otherwise, I stand for any questions. It was a lot. I told you it would be.
No questions, but we definitely wish you the best.
Thank you. We are moving much closer to my family, same town as Ethan's family, where his family ranch and farm are. So we are still embracing our agricultural roots, just taking a focus on our family.
And thank you for all you've done for our community.
Absolutely. It has been a pleasure to serve y'all and the youth of Chaves County. This really was my dream job, and I've got to live it. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm sure we're going to miss you.
I'll be back. You can't get rid of me that easy. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Rick.
Rick, yeah.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners, thank you so much for having me. First and foremost, I do have to apologize once again. I was not able to make it to that budget meeting, but I actually think it turned out to be a really good thing because presenting today, there's a lot of really, really cool things that are happening for the Boys and Girls Club. One, we're getting calls every day for kids to start coming to the club for the summer. Parents have gotten through their couple weeks of not dealing with school, and they're starting to realize that they've got a few more left, and so they are giving us phone calls. We are still state licensed, and so that is helping out tremendously with allowing that these families do not have to pay to have their kids come to the club. Tomorrow is a really big day in Hagerman for us. We are officially announcing that we are opening up that club site there, but there's also a really big announcement that's coming as well. So I really hope that we see each and every one of you guys there because there's a lot of really cool things that we're going to be able to do, not only for the community, but for that center and helping to bring up some updates that needed to happen. So I hope to see you there. And then last but not least, we are working very diligently with the school district right now in Roswell and getting club sites in those schools all over Roswell. The reality is that we cannot pick up every child and bring them to the club, so we need to start going to them. And so that is what we're looking at right now. I've already had principals that are hitting me up, wanting me in in their schools already. Probably about 8 to 10 places that I've talked to. So right now we are having a big hiring event on Monday and just trying to see how many we can bring in and how many of those schools we can get into. Beyond that, it is a fun-filled, adventurous summer, and I stand for questions.
Thank you for the update.
Thank you. You have a blessed day.
You too. Okay, we'll get into our agenda items. Louis?
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners. These are 3 public hearing items. Agenda item number 1 is case Z 2026-1. It is to consider a zone change from Zone A, agricultural residential, to Zone D, industrial for trucking business, being the easternmost 9 acres of a parcel that is 19.25 acres, located at 19 West Orchard Park Road of Dexter, New Mexico. Mr. Martinez is requesting a zone change, again, to Zone D, so that he may continue to operate his trucking business, Martinez Trucking LLC, which he started in 2019. Mrs. Mata, his wife, has stated that her husband's trucking business does hire seasonal drivers during the spring and summer months. Staff estimates 3 to 5 drivers are working for Martinez Trucking LLC based on the number of trucks on the site. Again, in 2020 and again in 2023, staff sent Mr. Martinez a violation letter. In August of 2025, staff had CVE disconnect the electricity to the site for illegal use of 2 recreational vehicles being occupied and a commercial operation in a residential. Soon afterwards, however, CVE, per their own decision, reconnected because Mr. Martinez stated they were using the RVs as living quarters. In January, the commission tabled this case at their public hearing to allow Mr. Martinez 90 days to clean up the property per staff's request. In May, the commission tabled this case again due to the owner's absence and to determine if they would accept the amendments proposed to the zone change area from the whole 9¼ acres parcel to the easternmost 9 acres parcel. Mr. Martinez and Ms. Mata accepted the conditions of approval at the public hearing per the Planning and Zoning Commission. Staff is concerned with the additional trucking business near this intersection due to the overcrowding of big rigs and their effect on numerous residents located to the west. NMDOT gave no response to our request for comment. And the properties to the south and west are all zoned B residential. The large property to the north is zoned D industrial. Accessibility is limited to West Orchard Park, a 24 to 26-foot wide chip-sealed county-maintained road. Staff has received letters of protest from the adjacent property owners to the north, being Ms. Smith, and west, being Mr. Lopez. Because of these 2 protests, approval of the case requires that a positive vote of all the members of the board, a 2/3, positive vote of all the members of the board per Article 1, Section 5I-4 of the Chaves County zoning ordinance. Per Article 13, Section 1B, the board may impose conditions and restrictions on any approved use. And on Section 1B22, the board may approve a similar use type as listed in Sections 1B. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval of this case at their meeting on June 2nd, 2026 by a vote of 5-0 with 7 conditions based on findings of facts 1 through 5 stated in staff's report. With that, staff has 1 correction to the findings of facts of number 2. There was a misprint on my account. Findings of facts number 2 should read, the proposed use will be an economic benefit to Chaves County, as found by the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Okay.
Staff recommends approval.
This is a public hearing item, so anyone wishing to speak for this, please want to come forward. Anyone speaking forward in favor of it? Please state your name and your address.
Hello, good morning. My name is Veronica Martinez. My family owns the property at 19 West Orchard Park Road near Dexter. We operate a small family-running business with about 4 trucks, possibly growing to 6. This is a seasonal operation and not constant year-round. We understand the proposal for approximately 9 acres on the eastern portion of our property, and we are willing to work with those limits and comply with the county's conditions. Regarding the RVs, we understand they can be used in the industrial area from April through November 15th and then must be moved. We also understand this is temporary and that we will need to have a manufactured home in place by the following season in 2027. We are prepared to work towards that. The RVs are used temporarily in connection with our business and not a permanent residence. We take neighbor concerns seriously. The debris issue mentioned was caused by major flood that affected multiple properties. We made efforts to retrieve what was ours and clean up the area. We operate a limited number of trucks and do our best to manage traffic responsibly. While trucking schedules vary, we try to avoid unnecessary disturbances. Our goal is to continue operating a small business, support our family, and be respectful to our neighbors while complying with county requirements. We are willing to work with the county and accept reasonable conditions. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Anyone else speaking in favor of it? Anyone speaking against this?
My name is Rhonda Smith, and I have the property just north of the address at 19 Orchard Park Road. During the last flood, several of their oil containers, tires, fuel cells, all kinds of debris washed up on my property. I did ask them to, they came to me because there were some big fuel tanks, and they asked me if they could remove them, and the condition was, you take all the trash off my property. They did not do that. All they removed was the fuel cells, and I was left to remove 5-gallon buckets of oil, transmission fluid, just all kinds of debris because they did not remove it. And in the process of the flood, also washed away their fence and my fence that kept their debris from my property. They have yet to restore either one of those fences. So I do ask that if you're in favor of this, that you would please have them restore the fences to keep their garbage and their debris off my property, because they did not remove it when I asked them to. There is major congestion at Orchard Park Road going on to 285 when they are in full swing, when they have 4 or 5 trucks operating. It does take a long time to get on to 285 because all their trucks come off the property at the same time. Also, when they are turning off of 285 onto Orchard Park Road, their trucks always seem to be, you know, in order, lined up there to turn, which leaves, like me, several times left up on the highway to turn onto Orchard Park Road because it backs up. The turning lane is not long enough. So I do ask that maybe, you know, consider, you know, linking the turning lane, or maybe not have them all come to the turning lane at the same time. I don't know how you would monitor that, but you know, if you approve it, please, I ask that you do have them put up fences and remove all their debris. It is still out there. Some of it is still out there. It has not been cleaned up. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else that'd like to speak against this? Anyone else like to speak against it? Do we have anybody online? Okay.
Can I ask a question of Louis, please? On the conditions of approval, on number 2, it says a hard packed surface, but not limited to chip seal or asphalt. I'm assuming that's on their property and probably for a dust abatement issue?
Correct. Yes, Chairman, Commissioners, that is correct. And so Ms. Smith is asking that we add an additional condition of approval, which is to a fence along the north and east property line of Mr. Martinez's property, so that it would maintain any debris that would come off of this property in the next flood. This area does flood quite a bit, whether it be our 700-year flood or whether it be our 100-year flood. It's been taking some damage.
So what are the assurances that this will get done? Do we have assurances that they're going to put in the asphalt? Is it saying it has to be done at a certain time, or the?
Yes, we did not put a specific time limit on that, Chairman, Commissioners. If you wished, we can, with the condition of approval, giving them what would be a 1 year, possibly, or 6 months.
And then you know, when you're talking about a fence, I don't think we can require them to put up a fence, can we?
You can as a condition of approval.
I mean, it's a fence out. Some of that's agriculture, I think, that Ms. Smith's talking about. So that's, what kind of fence are we talking about?
I would leave that with Ms. Smith.
I just wanted to clarify something along. Hello again. That area of the fence that she's speaking about, there's already a fence put up there. It's a chain link fence with those, I don't know what type of pipes they are, real tall, heavy ones. But so there's already a fence there. And then also to clarify, when the flood happened, there were people that went out to collect as much as we could, but we're not sure. How are we sure that everything was from that one property? There are other locations along that area as well. But again, to speak on that, there is a fence already there. I don't know if a fence will help keep everything contained if there were to ever be a flood again.
So has the fence been put back up now, or?
Yes, I don't think the fence ever came down. That flood that happened, the fence never came down.
So we're probably talking a barbed wire fence or?
So, no, so that along that area, covering the 20 acres that they have, it's fenced, that whole area up until the north part of her land. I don't know how to really explain it. So if her land is this way, the full 20 acres of my parents' land is fenced, this part, right? There is a side part on the, I think it's the east side, that's also fenced. And then the front of on the street, on Orchard Park, that is also fenced. There's just one side that's not completely fenced up, but that doesn't run along her property.
It appears that the problem is that the debris on a flood could flow through, even with this fence. What can you do? Is there some type of barrier along that you could put up in addition to that fence to prevent debris going onto the neighbor's property?
And again, there's a chain link fence, but those barrels that she's talking of couldn't have gone through that fence. That fence never came down during the flood. So if we are talking putting up like a barrier, then everybody along that area would have to put something up as well, because those things that she's talking about didn't only come from our property. There are other places around that, that have maybe trucking businesses or operate out of their land as well. So when the flood happened, my dad did go and collect as much as he could. But as far as, I don't know, cleaning up like debris and stuff, I feel like we kind of all had to do that with our properties, regardless of where we knew where the trash came from.
And did you guys go and retrieve some trash, I guess?
Yeah, he pulled as much as he could. And again, a lot of that stuff, I don't know if it was trash. I don't know if it was the containers of oil that she's talking. Do you remember maybe? Just a little bit of, yeah. I think the biggest things that he was able to move, he moved. I don't know if other people from that surrounding area went also to her to collect their things that might have washed up onto her property.
Okay. And you're, like Mr. Aramijo said, you're thinking you're going to get that dust abatement and the hard pack surface in within a year?
Yes, because they're talking, they were talking about moving some of the, because there's an RV there for the seasonal workers that he has.
Right.
And they had mentioned kind of putting something out there like that too. I don't know, we didn't discuss a time frame on that being done though.
Well, from my perspective, I appreciate everybody being reasonable and trying to accommodate the need. We very much want his business to do well, because everybody needs businesses to do well. But we just need to be mindful, if we have 5 trucks backed up on the county road to the highway, that's not a good thing. So maybe we could restructure some times where this guy leaves at 8 and this guy leaves at 8:15 and this guy, so they're not all parked there. I mean,
Yeah.
we need to think of other people, because that is a farm to market type road. It's not an industrial road.
Yeah, definitely. And to speak on that incident that happened was a one-time thing, just because there was issues with the traffic. So when you're turning onto 285, there's traffic coming onto that road already. He did, so my dad did speak to the drivers that day and was like, hey, you can't park along the side of the road. So that was already taken care of. Since that incident, I don't believe that anything has happened after that.
Well, thank you for that. Luis, can I ask another question? As far as the fencing requirements, there's not a fencing requirement for a business versus,
Chairman, Commissioners, no, there is not that requirement in an industrial or commercial use. There is not.
I think we do need a deadline on the hard packed surface.
I know we had spoke about, let me pull up the date, but we had spoke about having to put a manufactured home instead of an RV for the drivers when they do come temporarily to work. And so they had mentioned that the following season in 2027, since that is a large cost and it's something that we weren't expecting, I guess we would ask if we would have that in that time as well.
I think that's reasonable. I guess I go back to the fence. Sorry to keep beating up the fence. Whose property is the fence on?
Ours.
It's
the
on yours,
Orchard
so it's
Park.
your fence.
Yes.
Okay.
So there is a fence up that, the property that she owns, there's a fence. Our 20 acres is fenced up.
But the fence is owned by you,
Yes.
so it's not on you. Is that correct? Okay. So you're requesting them to put up another fence?
On the east side of the property, there is not a fence.
On the east side of their property? So you're requesting that they put up a fence on their property? That doesn't butt up with you?
Correct, because when the flood comes through, when the water comes through, it washes east to west on their property, which comes onto my property. Because of the way the land is, it's like a gully down there, so so whenever the water comes through, it comes like through their property onto my property from the east to the west. It knocked down the east fence. It is no longer there. So their tires from all those 18-wheelers, fuel cells, any of their debris comes onto my property off the east side of their property.
But to be clear, their fence got knocked down on their property,
Correct.
and your fence is okay?
Behind, yes, the backside is maintained.
Okay, thank you.
Louis, what was that timeline that she agreed to on the RV, so that we can make sure we get the date of RV and hard surface? My understanding, she said if they had to do a hard surface, hard pack, that they could do it by that same timeline.
So Chairman, Commissioners, the Planning and Zoning Commission worked with staff and the owners and allowed the RVs to be occupied for 2 seasons, this season and next season. In 2028, a manufactured home must be placed on the property for their seasonal drivers as a residential dwelling unit. That's 2 years. What we're asking for as staff is only 1 season post the 2027 season, that they consider putting in that asphalt or hard packed surface. As
What
soon as they're
month would that
completing the
be?
second
What
season.
month and year would that be that you're?
November, December of 2027.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioners,
I'm just kind of curious as to what kind of trucking business we're operating anyway. Why it's seasonal.
Seasonal, the silo,
Right.
Silage.
silage, yes, sorry. Silage, so that's why it's seasonal, and there's just a few, maybe 3 drivers at a time.
So, yeah, silage.
She's helping farmers.
Huh? She's helping farmers.
We're helping farmers.
Yeah. Does all of your, maybe this is wrong, does all your drivers have CDLs and everything, or?
Yes, there's a process that my parents have to go through to hire the drivers. So if, I personally don't know the process. I just kind of hear about it when they're going through it, but there is a process on, and they do have to have a license, yes.
So some of those guys get a little bit wild.
No,
And
definitely.
that's why she's complaining over there.
I'm not sure, actually.
Anyway, okay, I understand.
There's a certain season, excuse me, I have a question for you. Okay. You're seasonal when you're hauling, so there's a large period of time that the trucks are not in use. Are they just parked there on this property?
Yes,
And the season is what, about 3 months?
yes, that's correct.
So then another 9 months, the trucks are just stationary parked?
Yes, that's correct.
Chairman, Commissioners, in our report, Planning and Zoning Commission wanted that clearly defined, and so, forgive me. So the harvest season is from April 1st to November 15th.
Is there a service building there or anything?
They are going to be constructing a service building. Right now, there is a concrete pad only.
So any of the parts that they take off is all gonna be sitting right there?
We hope that they are removed quickly. That's part of the conditions of approval. That storage and placement of junk, spare parts, tires, pallets, debris, trash, or inoperable vehicles shall not be stored on the property. Trying to make a living.
Huh?
Trying to make a living. We've gotten a little better about those, each one, new trucking business, so that we want to make sure that those extra tires aren't left on the property, that the spare trucks aren't left on the property, so on and so forth.
Okay, so to get it straight, we have assurances on the parking lot, so to speak, right? We have assurances they're going to get rid of the mobile homes in a reasonable amount of time. They're going to start working on not blocking up the road with 5 trucks at a time, correct?
Yes, Chairman, Commissioners.
Right. Okay.
What about an eastern boundary fence, kind of to satisfy the neighbors?
Hi, I'm Luisa Martinez, owner of the 19 West Orchard. We do, she's complaining about the fence, but the way the fence is, the property on,
Excuse me, would you state your name and address and speak into the microphone, please?
Luisa Martinez.
You're-
We're living right now at 1111 East Plan, but we have the property on 19 West Orchard.
okay.
The only fence that we're lacking to put up is towards to the west side. And we have the pipes and everything. We've been trying to do that for the last couple of months. But doing other things there, cleaning up and stuff like that, it's taking us time. But we do have the pipes there and we do have the chain link fence. The fence that they had in the property, it was 3 wires, just 3 wires. We put up the post and we put up chain link fence. So it's very hard for debris to go through there, big debris. Maybe like papers or something might go through the fence, which is, I mean, they fly or whatever, we can't stop that. He did go pick up the debris that was his, and what wasn't his, he left. You know, it was only right to pick up our stuff. And to the neighbor next to us too, we also talked to him. We picked up our stuff from him, and, you know, he was fine with that. But like the other oil tanks or whatever she's talking about, the tires, he picked up. And everything at our property, the tires, the extra parts he had, he also got rid of those stuff.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if other debris came through on the flood too. I can understand that. It's just, you will have barriers on the east and the west?
Yes, we're
With the fences
we're
and-
closing it all
yeah.
in.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, we're closing it on in. That's our main goal, to close it in.
Right, it needs to be secure anyway, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
And other with the trucks too, like she was mentioning, we also talked to the drivers about that. So, like, you know, the seasonal, like right now, they worked April, May, and they're off these last couple of months. They don't start again until, I think, October, November. So like it's off and on. It's not the whole time out there. The trucks are out there on the road.
Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you.
Y'all have anything else? Okay.
We have a motion?
I move we approve case 2026-01, zone change from Zone A agriculture residential to Zone D industrial district trucking business with the conditions as presented.
Conditions and findings of facts.
Conditions and findings of
And
facts.
finding of facts.
Yep. Perfect. As presented or amended or,
Mr. Chairman, are we going to amend this number 2 and put a time limit for the hard pack surface?
At the same time, it was understood it and the fencing would be done in the same period of time for the mobile home.
Need to add that
For
in this way.
that to be added.
Yeah.
Amend my, yes.
November 2027, is that acceptable?
Correct.
Okay.
Was that satisfactory to y'all? Okay, thank you.
I second as amended.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? The motion was by Commissioner Wade and second by Commissioner Perry. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Luce?
Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 2 is case Z 2026-2. Special use permit to allow a temporary secondary residential dwelling unit in Area 2, Zone B, Residential Zoning District. Mr. and Mrs. Munoz are requesting a special use permit for a temporary second residential dwelling unit for their son, Anthony Romero, who is in need of around-the-clock medical assistance. Mrs. Munoz has stated that she and her son would provide all the necessary care to Mr. Romero as needed. If approved, the new dwelling unit would be an ADA accessible dwelling unit for Mr. Romero. Mr. and Mrs. Munoz acquired the property in 2025 with 2 manufactured homes that did not belong to them. The owner of one of the manufactured homes recently moved his from the property, and Mr. and Mrs. Munoz are living in the other, unknown if they are purchasing it. The lot is approximately 5.59 acres in size and is zoned Zone B residential, along with the surrounding properties. Access to the property is either from East Ottawa Road, a chip-sealed county maintained road, or Bronco Road, a privately maintained dirt road. After careful consideration, the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval of this case, Z 2021-02, with 7 conditions of approval based on findings of facts 1 through 4 stated in staff's report. Stand for any questions. Staff recommends approval.
On page 22, under 6, it says a 5-year review shall be administered by staff and shall only be brought back before the commission on as needed. What exactly does that mean?
Chairman, Commissioners, if in God's
Is that like a
blessing that
re-up? They
Mr.
got a
Romero
re-up or
was to
what?
pass, this temporary use would expire or terminate
Okay.
when it is no longer necessary to house Mr. Romero. Then the special use would discontinue, and staff would require that the second temporary unit be removed.
This is a public hearing item, so anyone wishing to speak in favor of this case, please step forward. Anyone speaking in favor? Anyone speaking against it? Anyone speaking against it? Anybody online? Okay, Commissioners, we'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I have a couple of questions. Louis, it says the state engineer's office has no objection to a second residential, so they will be sharing a well?
Chairman, Commissioners, yes, that is correct. They will be sharing their one domestic well,
Okay.
at which point that well will be metered based on the state
Okay.
engineer's regulations and requirements. meaning
Right.
that there's 2 residents on one
Okay.
domestic well.
And I know we have approved quite a few of these over the years. And as something happens and stuff, so we are monitoring, and if we have to go back through persons no longer there, the parents or whatever, they do have to remove the second.
Yes, Chairman, Commissioners, just this year in 2026, we sent out 3 letters, which we verified and notified them that their special use has been terminated, as the ownerships have changed and the use is no longer necessary. These were located just west of Hagerman for the most part, and they were issued back somewhere in the 2010 to 2020 range. So staff continues to monitor these. There have been additional requests in the ETZ for a change of use when that particular person moves on and then a new one moves in. The care for our elderly parents or our disabled children is important, and staff understands that. And so we're in full support of trying to work with these residents who need medical assistance such as this on their property.
And I appreciate that, because as long as I've been here, we have approved quite a few of these. And I understand the need for them and everything, but we need to make sure that when something happens, we aren't turning this into a rental property area. And make sure that when we approve these conditions are upheld.
Yes.
And so your staff are the one that are going out and making sure then.
Chairman, yes, Commissioners, that is correct. And in those 3 notices that we sent out, the secondary home was removed.
Okay. Thank you, I appreciate that. And I appreciate that they did go to the state engineer's office. We have too many places where the wells are being shared illegally, and the state engineer is supposed to be monitoring that situation. So I appreciate you bringing this up. Thank you.
Commissioners? We have a motion?
Good with it? Mr. Chairman, I move we approve case Z 2026-02, special use permit to allow a temporary second residential dwelling in Area 2, Zone B residential district with conditions and facts as presented.
I second.
Motion by Commissioner Wade, second by Commissioner Perry. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 3 is case Z 2026-03. It is to consider a zone change from Zone A agriculture to Zone D industrial for a trucking business at 7980 Bronzite Road in Dexter, New Mexico. Again, Mr. Martinez Blanco is requesting a zone change from Zone A to Zone D for his trucking business, JMB Trucking LLC. Mr. Martinez Blanco has been operating his business at his mother and father's property located just north and adjacent to the property at 7964 Bronzite Road since August of 2027, at which time they did receive a special use for the trucking business. The board approved Mr. and Mrs. Martinez's zone change request for industrial in 2018. And Mr. Martinez Blanco would like to move his trucking business onto his own property and away from his mother and father's property. JMB Trucking is a DOT licensed trucking business with 2 registered trucks and 1 driver, Mr. Blanco. They are permitted as an interstate non-hazardous trucking business only, and DOT records show no accidents or issues. This parcel is 20 acres in size and is zoned A, along with the properties to the west and east. The property to the north and south are zoned D, industrial. Staff does not anticipate more truck traffic as Mr. Blanco is already operating on the adjacent lot to the north. Per Article 13, Section 1B, the board may impose conditions and restrictions on any approved use. And in Section 1B22, the board may approve a similar use type as listed in all of Section 1B. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval of this case at their May 5th, 2026 meeting by a vote of 4-0 with 4 conditions of approval and based on findings of facts 1 through 7 as stated in staff's report. Once again, forgive me, Chairman, Commissioners, there was an error on findings of facts number 2. Should read, the proposed use will be an economic benefit to Chaves County. I apologize for that error. Mr. Blanco is here to speak.
This is a public hearing item, so anyone speaking in favor of this, please come forward. Is there anyone that wishes to speak in favor of this? Do we have anybody opposed that would like to speak on this? Do we have anyone opposed that would like to speak on this issue? Anyone online? Okay. Commissioners?
Mr. Armator, the 2 adjacent properties are being used as trucking it. also,
Chairman,
correct?
Commissioners, that is correct.
So, and what objections were there to this?
No, there were no objections to the proposed zone change.
We have a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve case 0-2026-3, zone change from Zone A residential to Zone D industrial district trucking business as amended and with conditions and facts as presented.
A second.
Motion by Commissioner Wade, second by Commissioner Perry. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0.
Chairman, Commissioners, that's all the public hearing items that I have. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, County Commissioners. For agenda item number 4, Chaves County DWI program agreements for fiscal year 27. Agreement A-26-005 between Chaves County and Dexter Independent School District for the Valley Project graduation celebration. Agreement A-26-006 between Chaves County and Wings for Life. Agreement A-26-007 between Chaves County and the Chaves County Youth Awareness. Agreement A-26-009 between Chaves County and Dexter Independent School District for Teen Needs Teens Program. Agreement A-26-0110 between Chaves County and Diane Taylor. Agreement A-26-011 between Chaves County and Hagerman Municipal Schools for the Teen Needing Teens Program. Agreement A-26-012 between Chaves County and La Casa Behavioral Health. Agreement A-26-013 between Chaves County and Lake Arthur Municipal School District for the Teen Needing Teens Program. Agreement A-26-014 between Chaves County and Frank Magurillos. Agreement A-26-015 between Chaves County and the Roswell Refuge. Agreement A-26-016 between Chaves County and Serenity Counseling. And the Memorandum of Understanding M-26-007 between Chaves County and the Sheriff's Office. For fiscal year 2027, the Chaves County DWI program has been awarded an estimate amount of $366,179 through the DWI Distribution Fund, along with an additional $49,200 from the competitive local grant. These funds will be distributed among various subcontracts to support and implement a comprehensive range of DWI-related programs and services aimed at reducing impaired driving and enhancing public safety throughout Chaves County. In response to a recent budget reduction affecting the DWI distribution and competitive grant funds, the Chaves County Commission has approved a supplemental allocation of $30,800 to fully offset the shortfall and ensure the continuity of impacted DWI programs. Most contracts agreements will be covered from July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. However, subcontracts A-26-009, A-26-011, and A-26-013 will operate under a revised term extending from August 1st, 2026 through May 30th, 2027. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, I will abstain from voting on this issue.
And Mr. Chairman, if it's acceptable to y'all, can we do all these in one vote?
Yes, I think that's appropriate, correct?
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question on these. Ellie, out of all of these, how many went out for RFP? Are we accepting RFPs, or when do we do RFPs?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Dana, the RFPs, we do them every 4 years, and I believe 2 years ago, that's when we put out the RFP.
Okay, so we have a few more years before we can go.
That
out
is
for
correct.
RFP for all of these.
That is correct.
Okay. And again, we are having to supplement this by $30,800 because of the funds. I know we heard from your affiliate asking for the change. Hopefully that they'll be able to get that change because the breakdown of it, 45% goes to DWI programs with 50% going into the general fund of alcohol sales. And as you had stated and your affiliate stated, alcohol sales are going down, but still 50% of it going into the general fund, but yet the counties are expected to pick up this, and smaller counties can't. Fortunately, I guess for us, we can throw in an extra $30,000 for these programs. But yeah, I hope that funding formula goes through because that's ridiculous that the state keeps 50% of it just to do whatever they want to, and then put the burden back on the counties to supplement these programs.
Yes, that is correct, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Dana. During our last DWI affiliate meeting, we spoke to State Representative Cadena, and she is willing to help us out, either find sponsors to open up, to introduce a bill where we can open up the DWI statute and maybe change the formula and get more money, like you stated. But that's something that we're gonna start working on, hopefully, this upcoming fiscal year.
Good, and we'll be meeting New Mexico County's board in August, and hopefully this will be one of the priorities, because like I said, the smaller counties can't. We heard from them, they are laying off, they're doing away with programs. And I just think it's ridiculous that the state gets most of the funding, but yet puts that burden back on So I hope your affiliate works really hard, and hopefully we can get this changed, because we don't need to be supplementing this.
That's
That's
correct.
ridiculous. The counties do not need to be putting extra funds in this. The state needs to be. We can't help it, there's a gap, but the state needs to be stepping up, especially when they're getting billions of dollars in revenue coming in every month. So I appreciate your affiliate, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
And before we continue, once again, on behalf of the DWL Planning Council, we thank all of you for picking up this shortfall, because like you stated, Commissioner Dana, there's a lot of counties that have to get rid of people or get rid of programs, and we have been fortunate enough that we're not doing this in Chaves County, so thank you again.
I got one little thing here. All the contracts are signed except Diane's.
Mr. Chairman, County Commissioner Corn, that is correct. After the vice chair signs the contract, I'm going to contact Ms. Taylor so she can come over to the office and sign it.
Okay. Just want to make sure that that gets signed.
Yes, sir, it will.
If I'm going to make a motion, do I got to read every one of those things?
No, you just say, you know, from A to E.
Okay. Thank you. You just saved us 34 minutes. Chairman, at this time, I'd like to make it a motion to approve under item 4, Chaves County DWI program agreements, small letter A all the way through small letter M, as read in the minutes, as read in the agenda.
I'll second that motion.
Okay.
With the inclusion, yeah, well, I think item 8 was not, D was not presented by Ms. Holland at the time. I think you skipped over it, but it is included in this. So all the items between A through M.
I'm sorry that I skipped saying it.
I think so. I'm not sure. No?
I did.
I'm wrong again?
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
I stand wrong again. Sorry.
There was a lot.
Yes,
That
Yes.
was a lot.
sorry.
No, it's me. She's always right.
All right, who's on first?
We
What-
have no idea.
Do I need to reread it or what?
No, I
We're good?
seconded it.
Okay, we're
A through
good.
M.
So you second?
Yes.
Okay.
We're good.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0 with one
4-0.
abstention.
4-0.
4-0, excuse me, with one abstention.
For agenda item number 5, the Juvenile Justice Continuum Agreements. Agreement A-2600-022 between Chaves County and the Wings for Life for the elementary school program. Agreement A-26-023 between Chaves County and the Wings for Life program, the middle school after-school program. Agreement A-26-024 between Chaves County and Chaves County CASA for the alternative education program. Agreement A-26-025 between Chaves County and Chaves County CASA for the youth advocacy program. Agreement A-26-026 between Chaves County and the Chaves County CASA for the gender-specific program. Chaves County received funding under the Juvenile Justice Continuum Grant in the amount of $295,556 for grants addressing at-risk youth. Chaves County would like to award subcontracts to attached providers for their program services. The term of subcontract agreements will be from July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. Staff recommends approval.
Do we have a motion?
Any questions? Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the juvenile justice continuum grant agreements under items A, B, C, D, and E. How's that?
Great, thank you.
Do you have a second?
Second it.
Motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Korn. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Morning, Chairman, Commissioners. Agenda item number 6 is the request to approve Agreement A-26-027 for ITB 2603 Zuber Draw Site Number 1 EWP. Chaves County Board of Commissioners reviewed the bid tabulation and approved an award recommendation to J&H Services of Albuquerque, New Mexico for $1,897,820.25 plus GRT at the May 21st, 2026 Commission meeting. Staff, J&H Services, and Legal have reviewed the agreement A-26-027, and staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, do we have a motion?
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve Agreement A-26-027 for ITB-26-03, the Zuber Draw Site Number 1 EWP.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Korn. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Passes 5-0.
Thank you. Agenda item number 7 is the request to approve Agreement A-26-028 with Hub International for RFP 26-03 brokerage services. Chaves County Board of Commissioners approved an award recommendation to Hub International of Albuquerque, New Mexico for RFP 2603 brokerage services at the May 21st, 2026 Commission meeting. Contract compensation for fiscal year 27 is $60,000 for the initial year 1 term from July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027, with an option to renew annually for 3 additional 1-year terms at a 3% annual escalator. Staff, Hub International, and Legal has reviewed Agreement A-26-028, and staff recommends approval. And I do have a couple of representatives here from Hub International. I've got Martin, Chris, and Andy, and Ariella here, if you have any questions.
Do we have a motion?
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve Agreement Number A-26-028 with Hub International for RFP-26-03 brokerage services.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Wade. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to add real quick, we're very excited to have Hub International to help us to navigate the complexities of insuring our county. There's a whole lot to that. Oftentimes, things get settled just because that's the way insurance works, and we're thankful that they're here to advise us and help us to make better decisions on utilizing our taxpayers' money for insurance purposes. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Agenda item number 8 is Agreement A-26-029. This is for I Associates of New Mexico. This agreement is between Chaves County and I Associates for the lease of the building located at 1606 Southeast Main Street. The lease amount is $10,400 per month and shall increase by 1.5% each year for each renewal. Staff recommends approval.
Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I just have a question. Have they been pretty good about paying on time? We've never had any problems?
Mr. Chairman?
Finance receives
Oh,
the-
yeah.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Chairman, Commissioners, yes, absolutely. They've been great tenants. We've had them in that building for over 10 years. We did an extensive remodel to fit their needs and agreed to how that was going to be paid back to the county. It was all done in a timely manner. They just continue to excel and be a great asset to our county. I want to thank Stan for helping us get this contract renewed and drawn up and to assess whether or not the increases per year were the appropriate amounts, and it appears that we've been keeping up with inflation. So, thank you.
That's good to know. Thank you very much. They're kind of tucked away. We don't see them very much, so I guess I'm going to have to go snoop around. Thank you.
They take our insurance.
They do?
Yes.
That's great to know. Thank you. It's hard to find that anymore. Thank you very much for that information. Mr. Chairman, I would like to move that we accept Agreement A-26-029, I Associates of New Mexico lease at 1606 Southeast Main.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Corn. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0.
Thank you.
I thought you said you were through.
Chairman, Commissioners, I bring you a different one. Resolution R 26-017, a public nuisance condemnation resolution. Staff has determined that the properties listed in Exhibit A of Resolution R 26-017 are a nuisance and menace to the surrounding neighbors and communities. After numerous letters and attempts to resolve these issues with the property owners, staff has determined the final course of action is to request the Board of Chaves County Commissioners to declare these properties a public nuisance and require them to be abated within a timely manner. Per Chaves County Ordinance O-115, the board is authorized and empowered to order the abatement of the public nuisance property listed in Exhibit A of Resolution R 26-017 and remove all uninhabitable and unrepairable structures, ruins, junk, debris, trash, inoperable vehicles, weeds, and rubbish. Upon approval, staff serves a copy of the resolution to the owners by certified mail. Staff shall also post the resolution within and on the property, and finally, shall advertise the resolution one time in the local newspaper. After which all is done, the property owners will have 10 days to either abate the nuisance or request a public hearing concerning the abatement of their property. Any such public hearing would be taken upon you in the August agenda item, as an August agenda item. Sorry.
Commissioners, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, Lewis, this is just starting the process, is that correct?
Chairman, Commissioners, that is correct. This is
Okay.
giving them their 10-day notice. And
Okay, to clean it up otherwise, yeah.
we have reached a point, yes, once
Right.
you have declared it a public nuisance, then we can definitely move forward.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve Resolution R-26-017, Public Nuisance Condemnation Resolution.
I second.
Motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Perry.
I believe so.
Correct.
Yep. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Agenda item number 10, letter A, Resolution R-26-022, adopting the fiscal year 2028-2032 Infrastructure Capital Improvement Plan, ICIP, and letter B, the top 10 priority projects. This request is for the approval of Resolution R-26-022 for adopting the fiscal year 2028-2032 ICIP, and staff has prioritized the top 10 projects for fiscal year 2028-2032. We request an approval of the proposed 10 projects. I've placed a copy of the top 10 proposed projects. I've included the top 10 from last year. The ones that are highlighted, those are the ones that we were awarded funding. We requested capital outlay for the top 6. And this year, we have included Mountain View Road improvements, the Administration Center exterior repairs for the stucco, and the new cameras for the Adult Detention Center for this year, in addition with other projects that were prioritized by staff. And those proposed top 10 priority projects are the ones listed below. I stand in for any questions.
Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve Resolution R-2622, adopting the fiscal year 2028 to 2032 ICIP.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Wade, second by Commissioner Dana. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
5-0 passes.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, County Commissioners. Agenda item number 11 is Resolution R-26-023, which is a deletion of property and proposed disposition. Your approval of this resolution will allow staff to auction, delete, obsolete, or donate items listed on Exhibit A. I would like to add, there is a donation request from the from the Lake Arthur Joy Center, who would like to request to donate a pool table to Town of Lake Arthur. Staff recommends approval.
Do you have a motion?
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion, agenda item 11, resolution R-26-023, the deletion of property and proposed disposition.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Dana. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, Resolution R-26-024 is in support of Otero County's opposition to House Bill 9. Staff is requesting approval for Resolution R-26-024, which supports Otero County in their challenge to House Bill 9. Staff would ask for approval.
Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept R-26-024, supporting Otero County opposition to House Bill 9.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Wade. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, Resolution R-26-025 prioritizes water use for the citizens and agriculture in Chaves County. Staff's requesting approval of Resolution R-26-025, which supports the prioritization of water usage for the citizens and agriculture in Chaves County. And with your permission, I'd like to read this resolution.
Yes, please.
Resolution R-26-025 prioritizing water use for agriculture in Chaves County. Whereas Chaves County has unwaveringly asserted that the customs and culture of our area have been built upon the agricultural use of lands within the county, and whereas historically farming and ranching endeavors, wildlife management, and other businesses derived from its agricultural vocations have created the family values and community attributes that make our county an attractive place to live, and whereas maintaining local custom and culture to promote economic stability and private property rights while establishing a framework to ensure harmonious and orderly growth for the future is necessary to protect the quality of life in Chaves County, and whereas other areas throughout the United States have been plagued with the loss of agricultural lands, with the greatest threats being from urbanized development, industrial and technological advancements, and the growth of renewable energy. And whereas water is the lifeblood of our agricultural heritage and New Mexico faces a critical water shortage that threatens our sustainability, and whereas immediate action is required to ensure adequate water supply for future generations, including wise use of water resources to protect the water that is precious and necessary for our way of life in Chaves County. And whereas recognizing that technological advancements have made it possible to use produced water for industrial applications such as municipal landscaping, road construction, irrigation for non-edible agricultural, conserving our fresh waters, and whereas all viable and safe options to protect the agricultural use of our lands, our citizens, and our community despite declining water availability should be considered, including monitoring incoming technologies, industries, and urban renewal initiatives that will depend upon our water resource to ensure that our way of life won't simply be given away to the highest bidder at the expense of the customs and cultures that built the community that we call Chaves County. Now therefore, be it resolved, Chaves County is one of the top agricultural counties in New Mexico. Agriculture is the primary economic driver. Be it further resolved, the people, the towns, and our community values are a product of our agricultural roots. The customs and culture of Chaves County exist due to the use of our water resources for agriculture and the benefit of our cities that exist because of our water resources. Be it further resolved, the Chaves County Board of Commissioners vows to protect our water resources and prioritize its use for the people and agriculture. Adopted this 25th day of June 2026 by the Chaves County Board of Commissioners. Thank you.
Commissioners, do we have a motion?
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion on agenda item 13, the resolution R-26-025, prioritizing water use for citizens and agriculture in Chaves County.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Corn. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Agenda item number 14 is Resolution R-26-026, requesting approval of claims for payment. Exhibit A, American Medical Response for $1,109.57. There were 3 claims. Exhibit B, La Casa de Buena Salud for $29,731.65. There were 171 claims. 95 were for dental, 74 for primary care, and 2 for mental health. The total for all claims submitted is $30,841.22, and there were 174 claims. Staff recommends approval.
Mr. Chairman, I do have a question. Is AMR no longer in existence since RPD took over the ambulance
Mr.
services?
Chairman, Commissioner Dana, my understanding is, I believe in July is when the city takes over.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Dana, it actually was June 17th when they actually flipped the switch, and so they are actually in charge of the ambulance service currently. City is.
Okay, so our indigent will go to our PD, or the city.
Commissioner Dana, that is correct. We do not have a contract with the city as yet. We don't necessarily have to have a contract. We can pay the Medicaid rate if that's what we decide. So that is something we're going to look into.
Okay, I was going to say, that's going to kind of throw a wrench into some things if we don't get with the city and figure out how we're going to do this.
Yes.
Okay, Okay. Do we have any invoices that are over 90 days yet?
We do not have any that are
Okay.
over 90 days.
So
They were all
they're
within-
kind of keeping up with this, with their billing?
They are, yes.
Wonderful. That's good news. They're kind of getting their act together on billing. That's great. Thank you.
Welcome.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to move to accept Resolution R-26-026, approval of indigent healthcare claims.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Wade. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 15 is Resolution R-26027, approving changes to personnel charts. Resolution R-26027 incorporates the addition of 3 additional Road 1 positions to Chart G, Level RM1, renaming and upgrading the Assistant Planner to Code Enforcement Officer, Chart C, Level L, and the Detention Office Administrator to Executive Assistant Detention, Chart C, Level K, renaming the Electrical Inspector / Code Enforcement Officer to Electrical Inspector, upgrading the HR Generalist position to Chart C, Level L, and downgrading the Road Tech Supervisor to Chart G, Level RFS. The position specification summary for each above-named position has been updated accordingly. This resolution also incorporates a 5% COLA, which will modify all wage charts, including eligible at-will positions. In addition, 5% increase for Chart G Level RFS, as well as an additional increase for the following at-will positions: County Manager, 8%, Detention Administrator, 8%, CFO, 8%, IT Director, 8%, Planning and Zoning Director, 8%, HR Director, 10%. The county also desires to pick up a total of 92% of all medical insurance premiums and 40% of all dental insurance premiums as approved in the 26-27 interim budget on May 21st, 2026. Staff recommends approval.
Mr. Chairman, I do have a question. We're giving a 5% COLA on top of the 8% increase?
To the
To
at-will?
these, yeah, to these that are listed?
Yes.
So they're getting,
So every at-will, even the ones not listed here, every at-will will get the 5% COLA. Our at-will chart is split in half, so half get what we would call a step increase 1 year, and the other half gets it the other year. So they go 2 years without an increase.
okay, so they'll get the 5% COLA that everybody else gets and an 8%?
And the step increase.
Yes,
And
the
the
step
step
increase, yes.
Okay, but law enforcement only gets the 5% COLA?
Currently, that's
correct?
what we have in here, yes.
At this
Okay.
time.
Pardon?
And I just wonder, wouldn't it be easier just to do all the at-wills every year?
We can.
Mr.
That's
Chairman,
something we can look
Commissioners,
at.
in the past, the Finance Committee has asked us to kind of break that up so the impact on the budget is not, but I mean, certainly
It's
could
the
do that.
same.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just the 1 year it'll be different,
yeah. Yeah. The,
rather than every other and they're doubled.
that-
I don't
we-
know.
we're, that's,
I guess
we,
something
Finance
we can look
Committee.
at.
Yeah, I guess
happy
that's
to do
something for
that.
the
Yeah.
Finance
Because
Committee,
we do
but,
need to bring it up this time, though.
right, but, I mean, like I
equal to
said,
last year's.
the 5%, I mean, this was the whole conversation was, everybody gets a 5%,
Yes.
including our law enforcement, but our law enforcement couldn't get anything else, but now all of a sudden we have 8% plus 5% for everybody. I mean, for these people. I mean,
Their steps,
I don't know.
yes.
I don't know. I have a real problem with this when we said we couldn't give law enforcement anything else, so.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Dana, the interim budget is where that's addressed. when you approve the final budget, I mean, there's a possibility to discuss that again at that time. But the interim budget did not include those things. That's why HR brought forth the things that were only approved in the interim budget so that they can hit the ground running on July 1st, if that helps. I don't know that it does, but anyway.
And the Budget Committee is looking to see what we can do on that, but we have to have the end-of-year figures first. And then we could possibly, yeah, so.
These increases just coincide with what we approved in the interim budget.
Correct.
Right, there's no additional than what was approved in the interim budget on this.
But it's separate. This is separate, though. Interim budget was 5% COLA for everybody,
Correct.
correct?
Yes.
That we approved. Now, all of a sudden, we're approving a 5% COLA and all of these other changes.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, all of those, every year when we do the Finance Committee, all of the step increases are considered, and the at-wills, the half of the at-wills that are considered that year are a part of the initial budget process. So it's nothing new. This is how we've done it for decades, and that was all included as a part of the interim budget.
Okay.
Annually, the employees receive a step increase on pay charts,
Right,
but the at-wills do not have a step increase in pay charts.
right.
And this is to
And
give them that.
I'm with you. I think it needs to all be done at the same time. So Finance Committee needs to look at that. Make note.
I agree.
Yeah, because I'm sorry,
It's a
but
lot
it
of-
looks like, yeah, we're all of a sudden, we found pockets of money, so we're gonna give everybody increase. Except for, we couldn't give law enforcement an increase. We told those law enforcement officers that were here, we can't give you a raise. But now all of a sudden,
And
yeah.
Madam, Commissioner Dana, they also all got step increases, and
Okay.
the at-wills that they have also
Okay.
received their increases in the very same manner that the rest of the county
Okay.
staff who didn't receive an increase last year received theirs.
Okay. We're also picking up 92% of all medical insurance premiums, and that's for everyone.
For
Is that
everyone,
correct?
every plan that we have.
Okay,
yes.
and 40% of all dental premiums?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so we're kind of balancing out somewhere, so,
Hoping so.
okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve Resolution R 26-027, fiscal year 26-27 personnel changes. Yes. Presented.
A second?
I second.
Motion by Commissioner Wade, second by Commissioner Perry. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
Agenda item number 16 is Resolution R 26-028, which is a budget adjustment resolution for fiscal year '26. The Finance Department is requesting approval of a budget adjustment for the line items identified in Exhibit A. These adjustments include the recognition of expenditures and corresponding reimbursements associated with various wildland and EMS grant awarded to several volunteer fire departments. The request adjustments also include the recognition of a reimbursement from the Department of Health to the county for the cabling change order related to the construction project, increase to interest income associated with investment fees, an increase in the county's allocation to the City of Roswell Animal Control Program, an increase in tort liability insurance costs for law enforcement, and various capital outlay purchases funded through fiscal year '26 budget variances. Staff recommends approval of Resolution R-26-028.
Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve Resolution R 26-028, the budget adjustment resolution for fiscal year 2026.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Wade, second by Commissioner Corn. Any further discussion?
I got a question. Why, on the city animal control, why was there a increase in that?
Yes, so for fiscal year '26, and Bill, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe we had allocated 50,000 to them and move within the, I want to say it was a mid-year adjustment that we had to increase, amongst the contract, whenever they contracted the amount, we ended up doing an increase for them. Is that correct, Bill?
That's pretty much correct. We had a city-county meeting, I believe it was in January, and we discussed the areas that we contribute to city services, and we made a slight adjustment to animal control. That it was considerably more that they were requesting, but we felt agreeable
It was
to
doable,
the
yeah.
slight increase.
All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 17 is an appointment of a member to the Joy Center Board of Directors, and I've included a letter requesting that Mr. Robert McCray be considered. 3 members of the Joy Center Board of Directors are appointed by Chaves County. Presently, those members are Ms. Rita Kane Dorhofer, Mr. Robert McCray, Ms. Phyllis Fix, Mr. Bob McCray, who's a community representative on the board, is terming out in August of 2026. Monica Duran, Executive Director of Chaves County Joy Centers, has forwarded a board member's letter of support for the reappointment of Mr. McCray, and Mr. McCray has agreed that he would fulfill those duties if appointed. Staff recommends that someone be appointed to the position by the Chaves County Board of Commissioners.
Mr. Chairman and Bill, have you spoken with Mr. McCray? He's never attended the meetings.
Yeah, I see him from time to time at the Pecos Valley Artesian Conservancy District meeting, and we actually discussed at one point, he thought he might step back, but he said he's going to create more time to start attending those meetings on a more regular basis. I missed the last 2 meetings. That was 2 months ago that he told me that.
I've been attending the meetings and he's never been there. So I was kind of hoping that I could step in there. If maybe I need to talk to him. Thank you, Bill. Thank you.
Do you have a motion?
We'll put your
Would
name
you,
on there.
would you like to table this to next month?
Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. If he's spoken to
You talked
Mr. McCray.
to Bob?
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did talk to him, and
Okay.
he did
Yeah.
commit that he would find time,
Yeah.
but, I mean, it's entirely up to the commission
It's
to
okay.
appoint.
It's okay. If you've spoken to him, that was the main thing, is you had trying to get a hold of him.
Right.
Because we had talked to him about, if you would like to step aside, there is somebody who would like to
Right.
take his place. So you spoke to him, and
Yes,
that's okay.
yes.
Maybe in time, that's okay.
Yeah, well-
If he knows that, you don't have to, we do have someone maybe that would take some of the pressure off. But if he would like to, that's okay.
And we can certainly see if he does find the time to carve out to attend, and
Yeah.
we can readdress
But in the
if we need to.
meantime, I would like to still attend, if I may. I
think that's
know
wonderful.
I'm kind of representing the commission board, but I would like to
Yeah.
continue on if,
When they are open meetings, I'm sure, so,
yeah,
yeah,
we'll figure it out. Thank you.
thank you.
I would like to make a motion to approve number 17, appointment for member of the Joy Center Board of Directors.
To be Mr. McCray?
Yeah, it'd be.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Do we have a second?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Dana. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, Chairman, Commissioners, moving on to number 18, ratification of out-of-state travel for the Chaves County Sheriff's Office K-9 deputy to Lubbock, Texas. This was approved, and we need the ratification done for the class that was on June 1st of 2026 to June 2nd, 2026. And we're asking for
approval. Mr. Chairman, I move we approve ratify the approval for authorization for out-of-state travel for Officer De La Sarta to Lubbock, Texas for the K-9 training and trials.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Wade, second by Commissioner Dana. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes 5-0.
Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 19 is the request to approve a professional service contract with Sites Southwest for a regional affordable housing plan. Chaves County received an approval for an LGPF grant for an Affordable Housing Act plan from NMFA in the amount of $100,000. A scope of work including objectives, tasks, reporting requirements, project timeline, and qualifications was drafted by SNMEDD. Site Southwest has submitted a proposal utilizing CES contract number 2023-01-C122-all for a total amount of $100,000, including applicable GRT. The staff recommends approval.
I do have a question on that. Okay, does the proposal include the CES fees?
Yes, it does.
So it's
In total.
all encompassing 100,000?
All encompassing, yes.
Thank you.
Do you have a motion?
I would like to make a motion to approve agenda item 19, the request to approve the professional services contract with Site Southwest for the Regional Affordable Housing Plan.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Wade. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to add real quick, if it's acceptable. We really want to thank the Economic Development District, our local COG. As we all know, we probably have the strongest and best COG in the state of New Mexico, and they continually excel and do things for us, including this. This was entirely their work. They are going to assure that the housing needs and requirements for our entire community are assessed and assessed well, and they'll probably build upon this plan for other communities within our region. So I just wanted to thank them for all that they do for us.
Well noted. Approval of checks.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve checks in the amount of $4,900,089.41.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Wade, second by Commissioner Corn. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Approval of reports.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve reports.
Do we have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Wade to approve reports. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Unscheduled communications are limited 3 minutes per visitor and not to exceed 15 minutes. No formal action is taken on by the commission. Anyone wishing to speak to us?
Hello, my name's Sarah MacArthur. I live at 609 Mimosa Drive, Roswell, New Mexico. I wanted to talk about something else, but you took a vote, and I have to talk about this instead. So, now that you have taken the vote on Resolution 26024 for support of Otero County, I need to speak plainly and for the record about what your action today represents as a matter of constitutional law. By choosing to support Otero County's position, you have aligned Chaves County with a pattern of conduct that undermines core constitutional protections, protections that do not belong to any party or ideology, but to the people who swore an oath to serve. Otero County's actions have repeatedly brushed up against, and in some cases openly defied, the constitutional guarantees of due process, equal protection, and the prohibition against government acting outside of its lawful authority. When you endorse that behavior, even symbolically, you signal that you are comfortable with standing with officials who treat constitutional limits as optional. That's not leadership. That is a violation of the public trust. The Constitution is not a menu. You don't get to support the parts that you like and ignore the parts that constrain you. When a county government signals support for another county's defiance of state law, it undermines the principle of supremacy of law, the idea that no local body can override state or federal authority. When a county endorses rhetoric or actions that disregard, it undermines the 5th and 14th Amendments, which guarantee that no person shall be deprived of liberty or property without lawful procedure. When a county aligns itself with policies that target groups of people without individualized suspicion or lawful authority, it brushes against the 4th Amendment's protection against unreasonable government action. And when a county uses its platform to create the appearance that it can nullify or resist state law, it violates the constitutional structure that requires local governments to operate within the powers granted to them and not beyond. Today's vote did not change state law. It did not alter HB 9. It did not expand your authority, but it did something else. It placed Chaves County on the record as supporting a county that has repeatedly acted outside the boundaries of constitutional governance, and that matters. That matters because the people of this county have a right to expect that their elected officials will uphold the Constitution, not align themselves with those who disregard it. It matters because symbolic votes shape public perception, and public perception shapes trust. And it matters because your oath was not to Otero County, not to political messaging, and not to symbolic defiance. It was to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of New Mexico. For anyone reading these minutes in the future, let it be clear. Many of us do not consent to having our county's name used to endorse actions that undermine constitutional rights, due process, and the rule of law. We will remember who chose to stand with Otero's example instead of standing with the constitutional protections you swore to defend. So don't make me read stuff like that. Do better.
Anyone else would like to speak? Rita?
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I want to talk about something very simple.
Excuse me? You must state your name and your address,
sorry.
please.
My name is Ingo Niels, 406 Swinging Spear Road here in Roswell. I want to talk about something very simple: fairness, transparency, and the right of a community to govern its own future. We are being told that we must rush headfirst into approving massive industrial projects, AI data centers, large-scale energy facilities, and other high-impact developments. Before our ordinances are ready, before our processes are updated, and before the public has any meaningful seat at the table. This is not responsible governance. That is not economic development, and is most certainly not democracy. A temporary moratorium is not a ban. It is not anti-business, it is not anti-growth. It is simply a pause, a reasonable, responsible pause, so that our county can update its ordinances, strengthen its review processes, and ensure that citizens have equal weight in deciding what comes here and on what terms. Right now, the balance of power is completely lopsided. Corporations arrive with teams of lawyers, consultants, and lobbyists. They negotiate behind closed doors. They ask for tax breaks, subsidies, infrastructure upgrades, and special treatment. Excuse me. And too often, the public is told after the fact, when the deal is already done, when the land is already optioned, when the commitments are already made. That is not how healthy county governments operate. A moratorium gives us the time to fix this. It gives us the time to build a process that is transparent, public, and fair. One where citizens are informed early, not at the last minute. Public hearings, happen before deals are signed, not after. Environmental and infrastructure impacts are independently reviewed. Fiscal impacts are disclosed honestly, including indirect costs. Developers must demonstrate real community benefit, not just promises. The county can negotiate from a position of strength, not desperation. Because let's be honest, right now, we are in a race to the bottom, a race where counties compete to give away the most tax breaks, the most water, the most land, the most concessions, just to attract companies that often contribute very little in return. That is not economic development, that is economic surrender. A moratorium allows us to step back and say, no more. Not until our ordinances are updated, not until our process is transparent, not until the public has equal footing, not until we can demand and enforce real answers to real questions. This is not anti-industry, this is pro-accountability. It's not anti-technology, it's pro-community. It is not anti-growth, it is pro-planning. If a corporation truly wants to be part of this community, if they want to use our water, our land, our roads, our emergency services, our workforce, then they should have no problem answering the public's questions openly and honestly. And if they do have a problem with that, then they are not the kind of partner we want. A moratorium is the tool that gives us the time, the leverage.
You need to wrap it up. It's 3 minutes, please.
It's just a couple more sentences. And the legal footing to protect ourselves, not just today, but for the decades to come. We are asking for a pause, a thoughtful pause, a responsible pause, a pause that ensures that when development comes, it comes on our terms, not theirs. This is our future, our county, our responsibility. Thank you.
Anyone else? Rita?
No, it's not. It feels wonderful.
Rita Kane Dorhofer, very narrow, unstriped, Chicago Cubs mailbox, Mark Road, in the county. I want to thank all of you. I want to thank the chairman and all of the commissioners for signing the MOU with the state and keep Chaves County beautiful. We are here, we are alive, we are not going away. We will do what we always do, but we cannot do it without the county's help. Adriana, she left. I'll be in touch. Anna, you know I will be in touch. We, again, are helping at the UFO. We will be helping at the Piñata Fest. We will be helping anybody that wants our aid with no charge. I do, oh, yes, Ellie, oh my goodness, and Ray, without the community service, we cannot do what we do. And I do have a guarantee that we will get community service at least on the 1st, 2nd, 4th of July, so we can do whatever we need to do. Also, maybe you know that we do almost everything in the city of Roswell. We are trying to move out to the county. We're not going to Duncan. No, we're not going to Duncan. We try and do what we can do. Also, the sheriff's department has been walking through our farmers market on Saturday mornings, and the Roswell Police Department have been walking through. We give them water, I give them cookies, I give them bread, because these are the night shift and they're going. So we will do whatever it needs to be done to keep Chaves County beautiful. Anybody have any questions?
I do. How much did we receive? Or do we know yet?
Yes, we do. We were cut down again. We don't ask for much because we have all this county support. We asked for over, I think, $8,500, and we got cut down to 79.
Yeah, it was 78 and some change.
78, and you've already signed it and sent it in.
Yes, it's already been accepted.
Thank you. So we will will find out exactly where they cut us. I know they cut us on doggy poop bags. I know that because they
okay.
say it's not.
I've got
But, you know,
Walmart bags.
And
What?
rubber bands.
And
No,
they cut, I don't think we asked for rubber bands, because I'm not going to tell you how many I have. But I will take your firstborn if you ask for rubber bands and you lose them. But we do what we need to do, and without the county support, thank you, Joe, for giving us the roll-offs again. Yes, and everybody, where's Jessica? She answers my questions. She comes to find you all if I need you. And without the finance department, without the administration department, we cannot do what we do. And we have made the president's list. We have made every list there is. And we are probably one of the top in the state of New Mexico. Anybody have any questions? No, we are not going down to Elida. We are not going to Melrose because it's just too long.
Thank you, Rita, for all you do.
I don't do much. I just coordinate and I boss everybody around.
And that's a lot. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Sure. Somebody else?
That's so funny.
Yes, sir. My name is David Hastings. I'm a Roswell homeowner. I live at 2509 Park Drive in Roswell for the past 5 years. I wanted to speak just a minute about the Zenith Volts proposal for on the southern end of the county. I don't know if it's still being proposed or submitted or investigated or what. I personally do not have a preference of whether that goes forward or not goes forward from the county commission standpoint. But I do have two suggestions just that I would make to the county commission. The one is that I think the county commissioners, if they're going to proceed with this, should require Zenith Volts to submit a detailed backup engineering plan of how they would cool this data center if their plan for geothermal does not work. Because I think that all of us would agree that we don't want them using the regional water table to cool the center. And the second recommendation would be that the commission require Zenith Volts to submit a detailed disposal plan of how they would dispose of the over 633,000 solar panels that they say this project, that they would use on this project. Right now, there's no economically feasible and realistic way to dispose of that many solar panels. I know solar panels have been in use for about 20 years, 25 years. That's about the lifespan. So I'm not talking about something that would need to be done now, but I think that if the county commission is going to proceed with approving this, they should require Zenith Volts to submit a plan of how they would dispose of all these solar panels in 20 or 25 years when their life expectancy is used up. Obviously, we don't want them in the Chaves County landfill. So I think due diligence on the part of the county commission would require those two things, just from my standpoint. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Lieutenant Jacob Sanchez with the Chaves County Sheriff's Office. My address is here, number 1 St. Mary's Place, or also 3713 East Hobson, out in the county. Just want to touch base with you guys real quick. Right now, I'm over patrol, canine, and recruiting. I have a really good passion for this position and our deputies. We've kind of talked about the raise here and there. Some of the key points I want to bring up, are kind of deal with that. 2 county commission meetings ago, asked all of y'all to come out and do a ride along with us so you guys can see what our deputies do. This time, I'll leave these up here for you. I brought 6. These are waivers of liability for the ride along. I want you guys to come out and ride along with us so that way you can see how patrol is, how our canine is, day shift, night shift, as anorexic as we are right now. You know where my office is. I'll schedule you guys with your time. I know you guys got time to come and do ride-along with us. Because I can say, I've heard everybody say, you know, we've gone to Eddy County, did this with Eddy County, we've done this with road department, we've done this with the jail, we've done this with the flood control. Well, now I want to hear, hey, I did this with the sheriff's office with the deputies. And then come back to the next commission meeting and report back what you saw, what you felt, what you heard, what you learned. Also with that coming up, you know, with the air races and stuff, got the county fair coming up, all the parades. That's mainly what we do for security. Right now, we don't have the people to do that, especially with the air races coming in. Day shift, we're sitting 2 patrolmen and a sergeant. That's it. That's only covering 2 districts out of 6 districts in this county. Let me just make sure I get all my points here. We just lost one again. We have another one waiting for a phone call, and we got 3 who are probably going to be out the door by the end of the year. That leaves me 2.5 deputies for 2 day shifts and 2 night shifts. I mean, you can't even do that. It's still going to be 2, 2, 2, and 2 for the entire county. So I guess what I'm asking for is a little bit of hope, a little bit of something to let these guys know that they can hold on to here, that something's coming to keep them here. I don't like these guys keep leaving. We put a lot of time into them. You know, I got a lot of heart for them. I want them to stay here. I want you guys to meet them on these ride-alongs. Maybe talk to them, give them something that they can stay here when it comes to the finance side of it. Another thing, like right now, just on the coverage, I've had to put all 3 of my recruit deputies into the courts and pull 2 court deputies out just to help with patrol because we're so anorexic. Those recruit deputies go to the academy in August. That's still going to leave courts anorexic now. You know, it's hard alone. It's hard enough now when we get one call in sick on a shift. It causes a lot of chaos because that leaves 2 deputies, let alone when someone's going to put in vacation for a whole week. And we need some type of word from you guys to keep these guys here. You know, we can't build this up by the end of the year, but we need to hold on to what we have now. We got to give them some type of hope that they're going to get something. Make sure I got the rest of this. We have our 2 school resource officers that are able to help us out for a month. That's it, because school's out, then they got to go back to school into July when admin starts. I think I hit everything on there, but yes, I want you guys to show some heart, give some passion to these guys that we still have left. Come and do a ride along. You know where my office is. Come, I'll schedule you. I'd really recommend each of you schedule a day shift ride along and a night shift ride along. Mr. Perry, I know you've done your time in service to law enforcement. Appreciate that. But anybody who's never done a ride along with law enforcement, especially, you know, your own boys that work for this county, come out and ride along with us, ride along with me, so you can see how we're feeling right now. And then say here in a 1.5 to 2 years, if we start getting fuller again, come and do a ride along, and you can see the difference when it comes to manpower. So that's all I have. Those are there. You know where my office is. Come and schedule with me a ride along. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for your professionalism.
County Manager's Communications.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, first of all, I'd like to say it was nice to see Mike back after his surgery and his recovery, and he seems like he's getting around pretty good. I saw Janet yesterday, and she's also doing equally well, so we're glad that they're back around. Want to congratulate all the staff that was recognized for their outstanding service, whether it be for completing certifications, whether it be for helping us with a crunch time project, whether it be a Medal of Valor. We have great staff here. Every staff member, whether you're recognized or not, we really appreciate all that you do. Thank you for that. Mentioned again the quick turnaround on getting a project done. Our 4th of July display out here, 250 Years of Freedom here in Chaves County. We're working towards a permanent display. We just received those items Tuesday afternoon, I believe it was, and staff went out of their way to assure that we were able to at least get a sample of what we have out there with the Constitution. We also have the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights, which we have instructions on how to make a nice permanent display. We have other areas in the county we could do it. We have monies already set aside for redoing the front of this building. So we have a lot of areas we could look at and where we think it would bring the most impact and where it'd be seen and cherished by our county for the next 250 years. So we're looking forward to that. I'm glad that we did the resolution Water for Agriculture this morning. And it's not saying that, you know, we won't consider any other industries or anything like that, but certainly we need to identify that that is what has built our community first and foremost. We need to watch out for the water in our aquifer. We do have strong ordinances. We have ordinances that go through this whole process on how any kind of data centers or solar farms or battery energy storage systems are in place. 2 months ago, we approved that we can hire outside third-party electrical engineers to bring information to us to look at, so that we have someone who knows what they're telling us and whether it's true or not, bringing that information to us. We also have decommissioning plans within our ordinances and our policies. And so I just encourage everyone who's concerned about those things, as we all should be. I mean, it's a big change in our community. Might be great, might be bad, might be getting the truth, might be getting lies. You know, we won't know until we go through each of the individual projects that come to us. And we don't have a whole lot coming by right now, but we do have a couple of solar battery stuff. But anyway, it's something to look at for the future, and we definitely need to assure that our county's here 250 years from now, and won't be if we don't pay attention to those things. And I'm thankful that we have the infrastructure in place to take care of assessing those things. And we do have public meetings before we just do it for people. That's the way our county is set up, and that's the way that we do those things. So I encourage anyone who's concerned to get with Lewis, get with whoever here at the county, and we'll tell you what our processes are, and hopefully alleviate any concerns anyone would have as far as anyone making rash decisions. And thank you, commissioners, for what you do to inform yourselves and not make rash decisions on all of these things. Thank you for that. We have 2 NACO resolutions coming up next month. We'll be at the annual meeting for National Association of Counties. So we will be redoing the resolution opposing the National Interest Electric Transmission Corridor. That takes up 8 counties in New Mexico, 3 in Colorado, 1 in Oklahoma, just on the southwestern grid corridor, connector corridor. We were successful in getting that approved as an interim resolution last year in Washington, and then in Philadelphia we presented it again to the full assembly, and it was passed without opposition. We look forward to doing that again this year. It will go before the full membership, and hopefully we'll get passage again saying that National Association of Counties, the 3,086 counties that represents, will all have our back. If that were to come back to life, if they were to start trying to build that out or do anything, we have lobbyists in Washington that'll speak against that on our behalf. We also have an interim resolution on the Mexican wolf currently, delinking it from the Mexican population, because clearly if you can't control what's happening there, those numbers shouldn't be included in the U.S. Some other things about that, but we'll be presenting that. Commissioner Perry presented that in Washington, and we have an interim resolution in place currently, and we'll present that to the full membership of NACO and hopefully get that one as an objective that they will work towards for the next year. Did a presentation last week in Gallup to the Commission's affiliate about land use plans. Talked a lot about data centers, wind farms, whatever the case may be. Our Chaves County Land Use Plan identifies the history of Chaves County, why we're here, what made it important. Kind of a lot of that showed up in the water resource resolution. So what has created Chaves County has been agriculture. It's our main economic driver. It's the main thing that keeps us going. It's the reason why people moved here in the first place. It's the reason why industries and businesses have come here. And because of that, we have a land use plan that's based around that. It shows what's important to people in Chaves County, what makes our custom and culture tick, and we've had this for years. The most recent plan was done about 10 years ago, and we're in the process of finalizing an updated plan because all that needs to be reviewed once in a while. The previous plan that was written in 2015 and then amended in 2016, they missed a couple of things. It says nothing about renewable energy, says nothing about data centers. And that's because we didn't know anything about that 10 years ago. But our new plan, of course, will take all that into consideration, try to find how that fits within our community and how that affects our custom and culture. But the reason for my talk with the commissioners across the state was many of our counties don't have a plan like that. Statute says that we should have a plan like that. Statute says you should know what your land use plans are, what planning and zoning areas are, which we saw a lot of that stuff here today. And so we just identified that each of these counties should have that before rather than after something comes along. And so we worked hard to make sure that all of our counties surrounding knew about that. One last thing, and I'm sorry for talking so long. The Chaves County Flood Commission did hire a new Chaves County Flood Director. His name is Michael Gutierrez. He works for the city of Roswell currently. He's got a long resume. He's done a lot of good things over the years, and we're looking forward to him taking the reins there. It's going to be a steep learning curve because I don't think anyone intuitively knows all the things about flood control, and there's very few that have had the education, and certainly the education pertaining directly to Chaves County. So we're looking forward to him learning what he can learn. I'm sorry that Dick is not here to pass that along like we had last time, but we're anxious to see him come forward and to help us with these projects such as the one we discussed today that's been approved. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Commissioners. I can't tell you how much we appreciate all that you do for us.
Commissioner Dana.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Bill, and thank you for talking to our commissioner affiliate. It's kind of nice. We're a bigger county, so we kind of get to help the smaller counties out with some of their stuff. Being on the board with New Mexico counties, I've learned a lot, and I've heard a lot about our smaller counties, and I know they appreciate it. I know they appreciate when we can help them. And having a plan, the one thing that you emphasized with them is having a plan, because when we do go to, if you do go to litigation, everything, that plan kind of helps. It's your infrastructure. So thank you very much for that. Most of us, some of us attended the Gallup Conference for New Mexico counties. It's our summer conference. I must say that is the longest drive. I thought Farmington and Angel Fire was bad, but Gallup, goodness gracious, I didn't think I was ever going to get there. But once I did, we had some great talks with our commissioner affiliate. One of them was on data centers. Very informative on data centers, also on renewable energies and what happens when you decommission. So we got a lot of insight on that. As Bill had mentioned in our previous meetings, we do have a way of having a consult with someone. So we're not going in this blindly, because that has been a huge concern around the state of New Mexico, as we heard from other counties, is they come in, they have these giant checks that says, hey, we're in your community and we're going to give this giant check to a nonprofit and you guys are going to embrace us and love us. Well, as we have seen in past, yes, they give us the giant check and then they walk out the door and we never see them again. So we just want to make sure that our ordinances are updated. Lewis is working on that. You know, you kind of have to learn as you go with all of these, and renewables is included. So yes, we are very aware of all of this that's coming in, and we are trying to grow and change as needed, but like you said, not get blinded by the big checks that they come in and give us. So it was really a very good conference. I'm glad I went. Had an absolute amazing time coming home. I took the long way home. I hadn't seen Kimato and Pie Town, bought pies in Pie Town. They were wonderful. Daddle, my parents had 5 acres in Daddle for many years, and they finally sold it before they passed. So I hadn't been to Daddle in forever. Bought gas in Magdalena. I put in the economy of Magdalena, and I was just amazed. I mean, my parents, when we grew up, they would take us on trips, and we toured New Mexico, and I hadn't been there in forever. And I just want to emphasize, I've always been this person that my parents did that. We toured. We didn't go on cruises. We didn't go on these elaborate trips. We toured New Mexico. We toured Arizona. We toured Colorado. We toured the things around us. I have my mother's picnic basket because that is very near and dear to me. We would pack up bread and peanut butter and jelly, bologna, whatever we could. We packed up water and even our dog, Honey, and we would go on trips. And that's the way we vacationed as I was a kid. And I just can't emphasize this enough. You don't have to give your kids an elaborate trip. Ask Stephanie about the trip that we took, and she'll tell you, good and bad. So, but, tour New Mexico. Get out and tour New Mexico. We have such a beautiful land. We have such a beautiful state. And I'm sure you'll appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. And I'm so thankful that I did go to the Gallup conference, because I learn a lot when we go to these conferences. I learn a lot from other counties that tell us about their problems. We think we have problems in our county. Our poor little counties are struggling, very much so, with their tax base. They're losing their agriculture. They're losing their younger people to go someplace else because, as we've all witnessed, our younger people think it's better someplace else. And so, we learn things when we go to all of this, and that's why I appreciate going to New Mexico counties and being on that board and being able to represent Chaves County. And thank you, Louis, for your information today. We appreciate it. Thank you, Bill, for all of your information. And I think we did a lot of good today. We answered and asked a lot of good questions about everything that we had come up today. So, and I'm glad people are staying engaged and involved. We do this and we represent y'all, so I'm glad you're here. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Cliff.
I just want to say once again, we have an excellent staff here, and they go out of their way, and they're greatly appreciated. You all are. Thank you very much. And I will keep it short and say thank you.
I believe Bill and Dara said quite a lot today, so I'm going to kind of follow some of their stuff. There's a lot going on today. Staff, yeah, you guys always knock it out of the park. There is several other issues that kind of hit us on a blind side a little bit today, but not really a blind side. We're all kind of prepared for everything. The water issues and the resolutions and that sort of stuff, and supporting Otero. I think that's, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, but I think we're doing the right thing. We all have freedom of speech. We all have freedom of the press. But, And I guess I don't need to go into the politic part of it, but I'm just gonna kind of leave it at that. But 4th of July is coming up, 250 years. We all need to be safe, responsible, whatever you might call it. The ride around, I'm probably game for a ride around one day, but I don't know what day that's going to be. So I'm in. I'll do that one time. Or I missed the special meeting on the voting. I'd like to congratulate everybody that got nominated. We got to go into the next cycle and see how that rolls. We kind of know how that's going to roll. Everybody's doing a good job. I don't know what else I can really say.
You good?
Pass the buck to the donut.
I don't want to get you wound up again, but are you good?
Michael?
Is it Lieutenant?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being professional, and it has been 10 years for me. So I'm probably a little rusty, but I'd love to go. I would love to go for a ride along, knock a little carbon off the filter, so to speak, and go out there and see how it's still done. I know things have changed. If anything else, I think it would be good for the morale of both sides. So I appreciate you for asking. And I absolutely appreciate your professionalism. We just got back from Association of Counties meetings, and we were in Gallup, right? Gallup, yeah. And learned a lot of things, learned a whole lot of things, and most of the organization and group and learnings was geared for us as county commissioners around data centers, renewable energy, oil and gas mix-up, but basically around the environmental issues that we all need to get better of. And I appreciate the counties bringing that forward as a group because it gives us kind of some sideboards on where we all need to be and where we all need to start looking. And I can assure you that when you talk about data centers and renewable energy, those things are coming. They're unavoidable. It's going to happen because our energy is peaking. We need energy in this state. We don't need energy. We're selling it to other states, but you know, we need energy. So it's nice to see that the sideboards are aligning, the stars are aligning, and people are really looking after the environment. So I think Chaves County is doing very well. I think Bill and company, this is a tribute to the county staff, is doing a great job. I think they're well above the other counties providing those sideboards, and I am sure that long after I'm gone, we're going to be in better position than we ever thought we were. I have all faith in our county. And that goes to my professionalism again. Anybody ever wants to visit with any of us, just call us. We'll meet with you and talk with you about any of these concerns. But finger wagging and telling me to do better, I don't tolerate that. That's not cool with me. If you want to be professional and talk, let's go talk. Call me. We'll do it. So I appreciate everybody being professional, especially you, Lieutenant. Great job. Thank you all for coming and giving us a chance to speak, and thanks for doing your part in our community.
Well, we start our meeting off with a presentation to the Goddard High School for winning the state championship. As a baseball enthusiast, and I'm sure that the Cub fan in the back would join this Dodger fan in especially congratulating the Goddard baseball team. It's one of my favorite sports. So, but I also like to say that I'm very pleased that we did do a resolution on our water. Our water is so precious here in Chaves County or in the Pecos Valley, and we're going to do everything we can to protect it. Yes, we're going to look at economic development, but I don't think this commission is ever going to sacrifice our water for something else. We will look at those things. I think this whole commission and the staff here at Chaves County is very focused on protecting the water that we have. It is the lifeblood of this area, and we will make sure that it's never endangered. I think the display out there of the Constitution is awesome, and we're going to have some additional items. But I ask everybody, we're approaching July 4th, the 250th anniversary. We all need to celebrate it and enjoy and respect what our forefathers earned for us. It was 250 years ago that they fought to get the freedoms that we can speak up and voice our opinions, that we have that right. But everyone needs to enjoy the 4th of July. I know the city has a lot of celebrations going on. Partake in those. And especially thankful to the people who died for us to have the rights we have in this country. Again, I want to say, wish everybody a happy 4th of July, a fun one, enjoy it, reflect on what it means, and thank our staff here at the county. We have a tremendous staff at all levels, and I thank you all. And with that, we'll adjourn.
Done just in time to get on a phone call.